So I wanted to talk about light therapy and the history of light therapy. Um, and now it's been rediscovered, with red light therapy and all this, but it has a very, very interesting long history. And so I want to talk about that. So somebody actually won a Nobel Prize for light therapy, and this was back in 1903. So, more than 120 years ago. So, he won the prize for being able to shrink or completely get rid of smallpox lesions and also tuberculosis lesions. So he won the Nobel Prize on light therapy. So it's been around for quite some time, some time, and we could even trace it back to, of course, they talked about it in Greece, and Galen talked about it. All these people knew that light had an impact on health and just like amazing things. It influences the hormones, the neurotransmitters. It just goes on and on. Light, the different wavelengths and, different energies. And it's just like different vibrations. There's so many different disciplines that people don't know about that utilize and work with photons and that are light particles. Is just pretty amazing. So light therapy, just like a lot of things, around the 1920s, the American Medical Association, the AMA, was really not liking that people were doing and getting good results from other methods that were not drugs or surgery. And so that's when they started to really go after the drugless practitioners and start calling them quacks and everything like that. And the ironic thing is the FDA actually does approve colored therapy, but they only approve colored therapy for 4 distinct applications. So that is psoriasis, vitiligo, or pigment, jaundice for infants, and SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So if you actually use light therapy for anything else than those 4 applications, you're actually using light therapy off label, which I think is so hilarious. So again, there's so much science backing these therapies that have nothing to do with drugs and surgery and pharmaceutical companies. And it's just too bad, because if you really think about all the therapies that were around in the 1880s in America, or even the 1910s, 1920s in America, and it got shut down, just think about how advanced we would be when it had to do with research on things that were not pharmaceutical based. And it's really sad, and it saddens me that we could have been much more advanced. And, and that's why, like in Europe, stuff like that, a lot of these therapies are in hospitals and are being used on patients, and because they have hundreds of years of being efficacious and working and all that. So, yeah. So I know I just want to share with you about color therapy and its history. All right. Bye for now.